If there weren't antibiotics, either I wouldn't be here or I would have had to have this dangerous surgery. They saved my life, and they continued to save my life this whole year, and made it so that I could actually function. So I'm really grateful. In April of this year, I went to the hospital in an awful lot of abdominal pain and was diagnosed with complicated diverticulitis. And I was on IV antibiotics for 3 days, and then they sent me home with oral antibiotics afterwards. It's just a really, really bad abdominal pain, and there's a lot of swelling. When it puts a hole in the intestine, it's leaking into the abdominal cavity and causes everything to swell up and kind of bloat up, and it puts a lot of pressure on the inside. So every time you breathe, it hurts. Every time you move, it hurts. Pretty much everything hurts. I can tell you that there were several nights where when I went to sleep, I said to myself, if I die in my sleep tonight, it's okay. Because it's that painful. I guess it was September. I ended up back in the hospital again for longer this time with a more serious case, higher white blood cell count, and again, IV antibiotics and painkillers and all that kind of stuff for a few days. In between my 2 trips to the hospital for this, I've had 5-6 different attacks where I've had to be on antibiotics, oral antibiotics then, to get rid of the problem as well and get rid of the pain. So mentally and emotionally, I'm exhausted because this keeps coming back. To me, it's just exhausting because every single twinge that I feel, I'm thinking, oh God, is it back and is it another hole? And so if they hadn't had the antibiotics, I think what would have had to happen would be emergency surgery at that point. And when the tissue is that sick, they can't sew it back together. So basically, they would cut it out and send me home with an ostomy bag. And I've been trying really hard to avoid that. So without antibiotics, the IV antibiotics, fixing things, I wouldn't be here, or I would have had to have this dangerous surgery. So I'm really grateful.